And you're alive.
You are alive. I'm not sure if I'm alive. You should pinch me.
No, I'm not going to get hit tonight. No, I fell for that trap, and I am not falling for your trap.
You're welcome.
And then it would have been on air and getting smacked.
It would have been so funny though.
And I would have deserved it.
You would have.
You would have enjoyed it. I would have deserved it. It would have been.
I would have clipped it and put it everywhere.
Yeah. Whack. Everyone, how's it going? You're stuck with us tonight. I'm actually showed up on a Tuesday.
What? Crazy.
Life's hard sometimes.
I'm not going against that.
Hey,
Hi,
Rachel. It's not that I don't want to be here on Tuesdays,
but sometimes you don't want to be here.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes work.
Things happen.
My work.
Tommy does have the yuck.
That
Has
is
he
also
told everybody?
I guess that's what I just heard too.
Right.
We all heard it at the same time. That's what social media is for.
Exactly. Did you post about it?
Yes. Oh Tommy's not feeling well, so it's us tonight. Which is fine. We're fine.
We'll figure it out.
Same thing. We'll talk about books.
I
think there's a Virginia Comic-Con this weekend.
Perhaps.
We've got other things going on. Maybe.
Lots of things are happening.
Are they?
November. So many things are happening.
It's November 18th or 19th.
Oh, hi,
November
Megan.
19th. Yeah, hey, Megan. So, yeah.
November's almost over.
Yep. The American Thanksgiving
is
next week.
Thanksgiving.
For all our Canadian friends, the American Thanksgiving is next week.
Yes, all of our Canadian friends. If you're from Canada, hello.
Thank you for being our Canadian emotional support Canadians. we appreciate you.
I have to write that down.
Thank you.
Emotional support Canadians.
Yeah. Thank you for being our emotional support Canadians. We appreciate you as we go through our Thanksgiving. We will not be doing a show next Tuesday.
Nope.
We are taking next Tuesday off for.
He's going to be gone.
I'm going to be gone. And with the holiday and everything else, we're just going to kind of let everyone have a break from us.
Exactly. We understand we're a lot.
Yeah. So if you didn't have anything to be thankful for next Thursday, you do now.
You do now.
Thank God they didn't come on the air again.
You guys just feel obligated to watch us now.
Exactly.
It's our slow descent into madness. It's hilarious for them.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Man, yeah, I've never seen things get so horrible.
Right?
It's like it's real time every week.
The slow destruction of us.
So yes, we will be back the week after, which is the December 3rd, I think.
I think so.
I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
If I only had the technology. Yeah, the 3rd.
The 3rd.
So we will
Jesus.
We will be off next Tuesday. So and come back strong on the 3rd.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, we'll be here, but strong.
Oh, Rachel says it's like a car crash. You can't look away.
Exactly, right?
I mean, honestly, that's my life.
That is kind of how I take my day to day.
Yep.
It's one large car crash, and I'm going to just stick with it.
Stick with it. Keep moving forward.
Yeah, I know, man. The December, there's stuff going on at work, and I walked into my boss's office the other day, and I'm like, you do realize we're halfway through November, right? Like, it's not. And then next week is a holiday, so
it barely counts.
Yeah, so it's interesting because people get Thursday, Friday off, but at a financial institution, you only get Thursday off. But like the Friday's a floater, so most people take off, but the branches have to be open.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to be there.
No.
And a lot of people are like, we love you guys too, very much. Sticking with us every week.
Thank you. Aww.
I mean, we have good weeks, we have bad weeks, but you're always here.
You're always here. We appreciate your service.
That's right.
Your commitment.
We are satisfied with your care.
Oh my God. Rate us on Yelp.
Also, if you haven't seen it, don't leave yet. But after this, you should go watch the How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes, you should.
Live action teaser trailer.
That's your homework for tonight. You have to go watch it.
Yeah. So to let everyone know, one of my favorite movies of all time is How to Train Your Dragon. And I have probably seen it a few hundred times, and not just the ending, even though the ending is wonderful.
Yes.
I have watched it a few hundred times. And when they said that they were going to do a live action How to Train Your Dragon, I went, why? Like, I don't want to see it. I don't want to be a part of it. And I watched the teaser trailer today. I'm pretty sure I was wrong.
Honestly, same.
It's the first thing I told Tess today. I think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think they nailed this. And knowing that, like, some of the actors, the main actor of Stoic is still Stoic.
Still Stoic, yep.
I'm like, that is
impeccable casting.
And he looks so good.
He does. Oh my God.
So yeah, if you don't leave us.
No, we'll get sad.
Since you're already in this YouTube realm, just after this, just switch on over and type it in and watch it and be amazed.
Be amazed. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is. It looks amazing.
I was telling Phillip, I was so scared it was going to be another live action Lion King.
Yeah, and I think that's what my fear was too. And I'm like, I have to animate. Yeah, Bill, I talked to Jacqueline the other day because I knew it was coming next year. We probably won't be able to go in 2025, but I am pretty sure I will go in 2026.
You've got tickets.
Yeah.
You're sat.
I cannot go down there when it first opens. And it's
terrible.
summer next year anyway, but I'm pretty sure after a year I will go. Like,
wait for the hype to fall down.
I am so excited for that land.
Maybe I'll even travel for it.
Yeah, you can stow away with us.
Oh, hide in your suitcase.
That's right. We can do that. But yeah, looking really forward to that now. Yes. And I wasn't like, even this morning, I wasn't looking forward to it. And then I'm like, you know what? I'll watch the trailer or teaser trailer. And I'm like, man.
Fooled again.
I did watch, and we're talking movies now, but so there's in case you don't know, there's a Craven movie coming out in December. If you don't like gore, do not go see the Craven.
No.
They put out a Red Band trailer and may have come out earlier. It was a new trailer they dropped this weekend. So I don't know how many out there. Man, is it gory.
Okay, I have to watch that too. Huh.
Don't tell your Disney overlords. Yeah, I won't tell them.
Don't worry. Your secret's safe with us.
Yeah, I think I made it through about halfway through the Craven trailer, and I went, no, I've got to stop.
Yeah.
It is gore. If you like gore, you are fine.
But
well, it's not Craven, right? So it's not the Craven that you're used to in Spider-Man, but the movie looks good. So if you go into the movie and sit there and just know they use the name, but just watch the movie for what it is and don't time the Spider-Man. I think the movie's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And if you really like gore, it's going to be fine.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be even better. Yeah.
Honestly, go for the gore.
But anyway, no, they don't. But once again, I think the casting in Craven's pretty good. It's just, I can't do the gore. It's
No. Megan says, got to be better than Morbius.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Again, just a movie.
Right.
Just a movie.
I'm looking forward to Captain America.
Yes.
And the Thunderbolts. I'm looking forward to both of those movies. I'm ready for those.
Very exciting.
I've now watched the Captain America trailer a few times.
Good. As you should.
And it is really good.
Yeah. I'm super excited.
But I'll probably go home tonight and watch I've only watched How to Train Your Dragon on my phone.
So you need to watch it big screen.
I will go home tonight and watch it probably a handful of times on my big screen.
Hell yeah.
I was like, yeah,
you need that. You need to recreate that happiness.
Yep, that is what's good. And then I may actually put in How to Train Your Dragon tonight.
May as well. We're already in the mood.
Yeah. Good times.
Good times.
So I'll tell you the other funny thing that happened this weekend. So Jacqueline and I went to Target.
Oh no.
And we were walking around Target and we were leaving. We got one thing. I think it was a Bluey stuffy. We were looking for something and we couldn't find anything. So it wasn't Bluey, but it was one of the family member stuffies. And as we were walking to checkout, this lady a Target employee starts walking up, and she has this giant 24-inch bullseye. Like, it is huge, huge.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what's that? And she goes, someone asked if we had one because they're supposed to come out like this weekend, and we had 4. She goes, but I can't find her now. I'm like, well, can I have it? And she goes, do you really want it? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
So now I have this giant 24-inch bullseye. It was
Wow.
riding around in a blazer with me, but I had to
Uh-huh.
take it inside. But it was funny, and evidently people are scrambling for them.
Really?
They're selling for like $100 and something online now.
Oh my god.
It's like, what?
That's insane.
I'm not getting rid of mine.
You
though.
just
He's
randomly
cool.
found one.
He literally walked up to me. It was pretty good.
Chosen. Who saved who? You know?
Yeah, it was pretty good. So now he's sitting in the room because I got to make sure Lena doesn't get it.
Oh my god, yeah. She would eat it.
I think we were going around. So Target had for Christmas, and like, you know, they have that little $5 section up front. They have like little gingerbread people.
Aww.
And so they made a man and a woman and then a little house.
Mhm.
And so we had the man, and Jacqueline wanted a woman.
Of
So
course.
we hit like 6 different Targets.
To look for that? Wow.
We did. We hit every Target on the south side and then the 2 in Richmond.
That's dedication.
It was a lot of fun.
That's brilliant, actually. It must have been so joyous finding it.
It was actually.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I haven't done like since my old action figure days from like 30 years ago. I haven't gone around to places just to look for something.
Specific things.
It was pretty fun.
I love that.
All right, let's talk about some books.
Books. That's right.
Is your
We gotta
pick of the
do
week
that.
in here?
So it's not.
Go get your pick of the week, and we can add that to the stack. Come on, woman. Doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Make it up.
I'm gonna make everything up.
We're going to start with Ultimate Spider-Man 11. And hey, it's the first appearance of the Black Cat.
What? I
Look
love
at that.
her.
And this book is still good.
Mhm.
It's still a lot of fun. There's a good conversation piece in here between Peter and Mary Jane because he comes in all beat up.
Mhm.
And she's sitting on the sofa waiting on him because one of the things in this book that's been really good is Mary Jane has been phenomenal.
Ooh.
And she's been a rock. And there's finally a little chink of seeing her husband come home beat up.
Ooh. I love
so
that.
This was really good. And you get the first appearance of the female Black Cat because the Black Cat, which was her father, has already appeared in here.
Gotta clarify.
Yeah, gotta clarify. So there's that. And you haven't read that
Pretty neat. I have not, no.
I don't think you haven't read this one either.
I did not read that one either.
So next up is the question. So all along the Watchtower. So this is a part of the new it's all surrounding this. Anyway, so this is a part of, I guess, a part of the new Justice League Unlimited. And I guess the first issue of that comes out next week.
Yes.
But this is kind of a part of that. So really, this is a detective book. So the question is really the main police officer of the Watchtower, and is to keep everything in control and to make sure that no one is trying to take over the Watchtower like in the past. No villains are trying to break in. No heroes aren't who they aren't supposed to be. And then she gets a crew. So she Hami, Blue Beetle is part of her crew. Animal Man is part of it. I think Ted Cord is actually a part of it too. So she gets her own little crew, but she's the main. Oh, Batwoman. Batwoman is also, which is going to be a really good dynamic because if you didn't read the old Batwoman series, they're ex-lovers.
Really?
Yes. And so
I need to read this.
And so basically when she finds out that, and because Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman are in control, right? Like they are in charge. And so they've kind of put her in charge of being the overlord of the detective of this, but they kind of gave her team because Batman's going to vet everyone.
Yeah.
And when she sees Batwoman as a part of her team, it's pretty good.
Oh my God. Wait a minute.
So if you just want a good detective book, this is actually really it. Like, if you're like, I kind of like superheroes, but I really like detective stuff, then Renee Montoya will be the book for you this week.
God. Sold. Guess I got to read it now.
Yeah. I liked her from Gotham Central, and then when she became the Question and all that. So it's always been fun. And then she was the commissioner for a while. But her back as the Question, this ended up being actually really good.
Nice.
It was better than I wasn't expecting a ton necessarily, but it ended up being really good.
Gosh. Now I'm so excited.
Now I'm going to make Tess talk. Woo! It's what? Exceptional X-Men #3, which is technically it's a Kitty Pryde book.
It is. It's
Kitty Pryde Part 3.
It's so good. And Emma Frost is in this one more often. And she's trying to they're trying to teach these new mutant kids. And they both have very different ways they want to teach them. What? So I know, right? Emma Frost, Kitty Pryde.
I love Kitty Pryde.
God, their dynamic is amazing.
I also like Emma Frost because
God, she's just so silly.
She's pretty awful to the point where she's
really funny.
yeah, I like that. So
and nobody really takes her seriously.
Yeah.
So I think that's even better. It's very good.
So if people are keeping score and you've watched here long enough, you know that I am not an X-Men fan at all. Well, I've caught up on X-Men and I've caught up on Uncanny X-Men, and they're still so good. X-Men is still so good. Scott Summers as the leader of that group is still so good that I can't believe it. And honestly, the whole team in the Uncanny, I don't really like any of these people. Like Rogue, Gambit. I mean, Wolverine is okay.
Wolverine.
Yeah, to me, he's sure, he's fine. Rogue, wow. Have you read?
I've read all of it.
I thought you said you did.
And I love her.
And so basically, the Rogue being the leader, and I think the last issue or the last 2 issues, she is truly shown why she is a leader.
Yes.
And it's not outside of her normal personality either.
Exactly.
And I think that's the thing. From some of the other stuff I read, it is just the next piece of her personality. So
it's really good.
I don't know what to tell you.
Right?
I don't know how to think about liking the X-Men. I haven't read this one yet.
Change.
Yeah, I haven't read the Exceptional X-Men. I mean, I got it. I just didn't get it till last night. There was a ton of stuff to read this week. But I'll probably read it tonight or tomorrow. But it's Kitty, so I thoroughly enjoyed the first 2 issues of that.
Yeah.
So I'll read the other one next to that. After that. So.
It's really good. It's really very good.
And then my pick of the week is Wonder Woman 15. And so Wonder Woman 10 is either my favorite issue this year or Ultimates #2. It's touch and go. This is up there with issue 10 of Wonder Woman. Tom King is killing it with this book. I'm not sure how anything can keep getting better with this book, and it does. It just keeps getting better. And in case you don't know, I'll go ahead and spoil last issue, which is 14. Basically, you open up the first page, and Steve Trevor's been killed.
Yeah.
It is the first thing. It's a spoiler, but it's open up.
Yeah.
And it's basically, so that issue is how Wonder Woman or Diana is dealing with the death of Steve, which is not very good.
It's not very good, no. Oh my God.
And at the end of that issue, she starts dealing with it. And this is the issue where she's had enough of this King of America's crap.
Yup.
And it's time to put an end to all this. So I look at let's see, the title of this is actually called, I think the title is it the beginning or the end? Must be at the end. They've been doing it at the end some lately. I don't remember. Oh, it's called Fury, Part 1.
My God.
So I'm not going to say this is going to be the end of this storyline, but boy, does this feel like the beginning of the end.
Literally.
Of this storyline, because
it is so powerful.
Yeah, and you hear a lot of times, like, the point where somebody has messed up. Yeah.
Yeah.
We now know the point where they finally messed up.
Yup.
Diana was
She's not going to take anything anymore.
There's a cat.
Oh my God.
Just had to point it out to Tess. Sorry. But anyway, if you haven't been reading Wonder Woman, then what I suggest is the trade. Volume 2 comes out this week.
Yeah.
So this is issue 7 through 13, which takes you through the end of that, and then that it was the crossover piece, which whatever that storyline was that led into All In.
Yeah.
Absolute Power. Thank you. I can't remember.
It's fine. It's fine.
So yes, so this is this has the issue. It starts at issue 7, right? 7 through 13. So it takes you up through 10, and then 11, 12, and 13 is the Absolute Power crossover.
Yep.
Which, I'll be honest, when I read issue 11 of the Absolute Power crossover, I was like, I don't understand, because it was crossing over. When you get to by the time you get through issue 13, you're like, okay, I can kind of see what they're doing. And then you get to issue 14, and you're like, well, boy,
ouch.
Like 11 through 13 reads completely different after issue 14.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Like, you'll read issue 11, 12, and 13. You'll read 14, which isn't in here. But if you read issue 14, you're going to go back and read 11, 12, and 13 and go, crap.
Yeah.
It is a completely different read.
I love it when books do that.
Yeah.
Where you're like, what even is this? And then you reach the last little bit and it makes it all worth it.
Issue 10. Issue 10 was actually called Sacrifice.
Oh my God.
There's a reason it was called that.
There's a reason, yeah.
There's a reason it's my favorite. But this whole thing was called Sacrifice.
It's so good.
But it was the final part of that.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah. If you want to read a good... So this is probably taking over Nightwing's position of my favorite superhero book. Like, Tom King has nailed everything.
Yeah. I can't get over how good it is.
So, yeah. Wonder Woman 15 is my pick of the week.
Yes.
Now, this has got a sticky thing. Not a sticky thing.
Yeah.
So Tess's pick of the week is...
Volume 3 of Just Like Mona Lisa.
What?
I know.
It's the mangas.
It's the mangas.
So what's it about?
So the first book about, and I know we've talked about it a couple times because I think it's been my pick of the week. Every time a volume has come out. But it's this world where people, they do not have a gender when they're born, and they kind of like grow into their gender is the whole thing. And it's about this one person, and they have not grown into their gender. And it's considered like a medical emergency at this point.
What I think is really cool is this book does one of the things that I enjoy. So I enjoy black and white books. I always have. I just enjoy seeing the art and seeing all that. But this one does a thing that I love a lot is, I don't know if you can see, but like their eyes are blue.
Yes.
And they use that blue
just a little bit of color
throughout the book to make just that little bit of emphasis. And I love stuff like that.
God, it's my,
Like I'm a huge black and white fan, but I love when they start doing like the spot coloring.
Yes,
on
to
stuff
show
like
the
that.
importance of it.
Yes.
Like,
put your little tag back in.
Thanks. You don't mess it up.
That way everyone knows.
Everybody knows.
So we talked about a lot of stuff here. So my question for you is, so in case people don't know, reading superhero books is a new thing for Tess.
Very new.
It is not something that she came in here with. She came in here reading a lot, but not reading superhero books. Once again, superhero books aren't for everyone.
Exactly. I assumed they were not for me.
Right. So you go into a store, or you go into a store like Richmond Comics or any comic shop. You know, there's more things than superheroes because it's not. But now that you've read or reading superheroes, and I know you're like not picking up every book and you're really particular, which is fine. So what are you thinking about the superhero books? Like, what is your thought on it from your perspective of what you read before to what you read?
God, that's a really great question, and I've been thinking about that a lot recently, just because of how much my reading has changed and how much I take from books about superheroes.
Right.
Because, like, so before I started working here, I was very much anti superheroes and anti Marvel. I was very much, I read only like slice of life. I didn't read fantasy, nothing. Hated it. And then I picked Invincible up, and I was like, wait a minute, that's enjoyable, because it was
a slice of life.
It was a slice of life. It was about Mark and him dealing with average life things.
I mean, his family issues?
His family issues. And that's near and dear to my heart. So I've really been enjoying them you kind of view things in like a very specific way, and it's not there's more nuance to things than it seems, because when you think of superheroes, you think of Marvel and you think of whatever the heck Infinity Wars was, and which was fine. It was good,
sure,
but it is so much different than that, and there is so much more story to be told that cannot be told in an action movie. But even then, I'm enjoying the action movies because I'm reading about these characters and I'm starting to care about them a little bit more.
So the movies are different, right? Because for me, I don't hate a lot of stuff. I just need to be entertained for a few hours.
Exactly.
So a movie to me is just pure entertainment. Like where I get there are movies that can give me the feels, right? Other than like, oh God, it's too much blood. But there's like How to Train Your Dragon and stuff like that. But it's the books that seem to me where the important stuff is.
100%.
But it's just, for me, it's interesting. Like I love seeing people get into it and finding what they like in the superhero genre. Right? Like not even like you don't have to start there, but like there's things, and once again, not everything is for everyone, right? Like there's books that I would tell you like, don't go read that. Or I would say, hey, you know what? You might want to read this just from a standpoint of a history or an understanding perspective, but you're going to hate it.
I read The Dark Knight Returns. Not my thing.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I cannot imagine that was anywhere up your alley at all.
Not at all. Yeah. No.
It was important for its time.
Exactly. And that's kind of why I read it, to know more about the character and what such an iconic event, how it shaped things as life went on.
Right.
So,
but it's, but at the same time, and it's a timepiece, right? Because because if I remember correctly, you did like the Wonder Woman, the
Dead Earth?
Warren Johnson, Dead Earth.
Oh my God, yes.
Dead Earth, right?
Oh my God, yes.
And in its own way, it's kind of similar.
It is.
It's not the same, but it's very similar in what they were trying to portray in that book. So your time frame is
that's crazy. But when it's done in a way that's enjoyable.
Right. Well, so once again, at the end of the day, the Wonder Woman Dead Earth was still about Wonder Woman and learning and her learning and growth and hope. Where the Dark Knight was still the Dark Knight.
It was still the Dark Knight. There was not a lot going on in the background.
There was not a whole lot.
There was no growth. I love a growth.
Right. And so, but I find it interesting that you're getting into this and you're enjoying more and more of it. And even though you're picking and choosing, which is what you're supposed to do, right? Like that's an important thing. And my assumption will be there'll come a time. Once again, I'll use me as the X-Men. There'll come a time where this creative team won't be on the X-Men, and I probably won't enjoy it anymore. So I won't read it.
Exactly.
And you'll be the same way, right? Like it's just not a part of that. And and so many people fall into the trap of, well, I've gotten all these issues, I'm going to just keep getting it.
Yeah.
So,
well, Tommy and I were talking about something today, and he said something along the lines of not following characters anymore, instead following artists and creatives and the writers. And I was like, that's smart, because I've read a lot of what Tom Taylor has done, and I typically enjoy all of his things, even if it's something that I would not have normally enjoyed.
Right.
And I've read a bunch of Tom King as well, and now Daniel Warren Johnson, who's I read Transformers, and it was so good. It was so good. Like,
so you I can't even tell you how happy it makes me that you like Transformers, because even that, like I've been pretty decent so far, I think, on figuring out what you would like, but that one is still tough because even though it's not your typical Transformers book, because it's really not.
No,
it, I was like the writing and the story you would like, but sometimes people can't get past it's a giant robot.
It's a giant robot,
right? But the story is not. Once again, it could be anything, right? It could be.
It could be demon squirrels.
It could be demon squirrels. It's not it's the story in it is what
what matters. Yeah.
Yeah. Transformers is amazing.
It's like, so good.
It is handled so well through that.
Like, I read all of those giant robot fight scenes and I thoroughly enjoyed them. And that's kind of why I disliked comics. It's like, oh, they all just fight all the time. It doesn't really matter. There's no conversation. There is conversation.
Yeah. And then you read Ultimate Spider-Man.
And then I read Ultimate Spider-Man, and
that's all it was conversation.
Oh my God. And I love a conversation. God.
You know what you should read? You should read, I'm pretty sure you haven't read it yet, but now that you've read a lot of Tom Taylor stuff and you like it, so he is the one who actually wrote when Laura Kinney first became Wolverine. And so it was the first time that I loved Wolverine. It was because Laura took over, X-23 took over. And then and I wasn't really paying attention to creatives at the time. And it was because it was Tom Taylor.
Wow.
So you can get it home whenever.
Yep. Okay. You've got it at your house. Just sit it out for me.
It would probably, with the other Tom Taylor stuff you're reading, you would probably like, because it's about family.
And that's where it's at, Because
basically so she was a clone of Wolverine, but then somebody clones her. So it's about family. So you would probably like that a lot.
That's what I really love, family.
Yeah, I agree, Megan. Like the Transformers, you don't have to be a fan of the Transformers to enjoy that book, because it's not like it's a Transformers book because, it's Optimus and all those people are still there, but the story and the way it's written it's pretty much I don't even know how to really describe that book. It is a lot about family, but it's even the humans are actually one of the pieces I've always hated about Transformers is the people. I just needed giant robots fighting each other.
Valid.
Right?
Yeah.
The people that in the Transformers book is also
so good.
And
they feel important in the grand scheme of things, which when you have giant robots, what else is important? Like, but
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Like I'm glad you're finding stuff in that you can finally relate to.
Yes.
So that's when I started dating Jacqueline, she didn't read comics at all. And I mean, people probably heard the story 1,000 times. I repeat myself a lot.
It's okay.
But Gotham Central is what I got her into. Alias.
Yeah.
And then Strangers in Paradise. And granted, Gotham Central was DC and Alias was Marvel, but it was in a universe that really had nothing to do with superheroes.
No, exactly.
It was more rooted in stuff like that. So it was really good. So there's a lot of things out there like that. Like you said, you've read
There's
Invincible
so much more than I even realized. And now I'm like super excited because I feel like I'm set for life on things to read.
Yes. Yeah, I tell people all the time, and I don't know if you've heard it as much in here, but I used to hear a lot of people would come in and they would look at the wall and they would complain about there's nothing good coming out. And I'll be honest, I've always seen the opposite. There's too much good stuff coming out, and it's hard to pick and choose because most people, you can only read a handful of things a week. But when you have like 20 good books coming out a week,
how do you choose?
And then you miss stuff, right? And that's, and I've also heard people come in like, I've been reading Spider-Man forever. Like I'm going to get every issue, even though I hate what they're doing now. Well, why?
Why?
Go pick one of the other things that you're going to like.
Yeah.
Because I think it hurts the industry sometimes. When
I'm sure. People are buying and not enjoying.
If you're getting a book because you've always gotten the book and then you hate the book, well, your only complaint about comics is, well, I hate what's coming out today.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't help the industry because you're telling other people, well, don't go read comics because it's bad. But there's really just too much good stuff coming out. So
exactly. And I realize that even more now because I'm so involved with the books that are coming out, even on like this side of things. And I'm learning, I just used to reread things all the time. And I still kind of do. And
which is fine.
Exactly.
Like I read Midnight Nation every year.
Exactly.
I read Klaus now every year. Those two books I read once every year.
Exactly.
Because they're that important to me.
Precisely. Exactly. And it's there are so many new books now that I'm like, God.
Yeah,
so
that's
good.
cool. And I mean, I'm glad you're saying that because I find it very interesting now that you're getting into superheroes and you're like Dead Earth. I wasn't even sure. Like I thought it was something you would like, but I'm like, we'll see.
That was a wild card, and I know that. But oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah.
God. And like, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I typically don't go for gory things, but I think, like you said, it was very much about connection and unity and family.
Right.
So.
And trust. There was a big component. So once again, Dead Earth has been out for a few years now. So spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman kills Superman.
Yeah.
Like there's a big battle of basically where it's the Amazons versus everyone else. Mm-hmm. And Wonder Woman chooses the side of Amazons. Yeah. And so Superman is there. And, Superman acts like a god, right? Mm-hmm. People forget that Wonder Woman is a god.
Yep.
Like there's always conversation and kind of like Spider-Man, right? Mm-hmm. Like Spider-Man is stronger than everyone thinks, but he holds himself back.
Yeah. It's the same with Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman does that also. But it's never looked at that way because of Superman. Mm-hmm. Well, she shows the world what a god can do.
Yeah.
And then things she was manipulated.
Yep.
Like all things can be by her family.
Oh my God.
And there's a scene in there, which when I first read it, for someone like me, I lost it. And so when she decides that she's got to make amends to the world, she goes and talks to Superman's skeleton.
Yep.
Because it's in a shrine. And then she apologizes to Clark because of everything that happened. And she has her come to Jesus moment. And then she basically apologizes to him again and goes, I need your help now. And she takes her lasso and she basically takes his spine and skull and runs her lasso through it and makes a weapon. And she goes, we're going to take back everything that we lost. What I just described does not do it justice.
No. My God, you have to go read it. We don't have any copies in store. I need to fix that.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it is way more powerful than the way I described it. Mm-hmm. But boy, is it one of the coolest scenes of her like having the conversation with Clark. Or what's
his
left.
Dead body,
his dead body. And then, it is a pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing story.
God. It was so good.
Actually, I did after you read I read it again.
Good.
After Jacqueline goes, she gave it 5 stars or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm
go back.
I'm gonna go read it again.
We can talk about it. Jesus.
So it's pretty impressive. But that's the big thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like there's so many good things coming out and so many stuff like that. You just got to find, what you need through that whole process. And just because it's been something that you've been reading forever, like it's just gonna be creative teams that just aren't very good with a character or not. Like
you gotta know when to put it down.
Like I'll be honest, I had pretty much every Amazing Spider-Man issue and it got to a storyline where I was 3 issues in, and I'm like, I don't like this creative team, and I quit.
Yeah,
I quit getting Spider-Man for, I guess it was close to a year on those. There were some miniseries and stuff. I think you read 1 or 2 of the horror Spider-Man
oh
books.
my god, yeah.
They did. There's
spine tingling.
Yeah, there's like 4 series of the horror Spider-Man, which is really good.
Really good.
Yeah, so that I was reading during that time because they come out like once a year or something like that. It's a mini series. Those are actually really good.
Those are really good.
So if you haven't read those, it's spine tingling. I think it's the same creative team that does it on all.
God, that like changed my life.
Well, the one you read actually didn't even have Spider-Man in it, right? It was a Peter Parker.
It was a Peter Parker.
It was one on the train and everything.
Yep.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Like Spider-Man was in it because it was Peter Parker in it, but it was
more about.
It was a trip.
Yeah. God, I need to reread that.
It was definitely a trip.
There are no words for that book.
Yeah, it was really good, and they're considered kind of once again in the horror genre. I mean, I guess it kind of is.
Yeah,
but it plays out really well.
It's really good. It's a great story about character and growth and who you actually are as a person.
But Titans comes out this week. Space Ghost. There's a whole bunch of stuff.
There's a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
And then, like I said, we're not doing a show next week, but next week, Justice League Unlimited does come out. So the first issue of that will be fairly.
And I think we're getting Absolute Batman #1 reprints next week. So keep an eye out for that.
I think there's actually one of those this week, isn't it?
We have
it's the black and white.
It's the black and white.
It's the Noir
blank cover.
Yeah, it's the Noir.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever
you say. Nar.
Yeah.
It's the Nar.
The Nar version.
The Nar cover.
Oh my God.
So, and then this weekend, Tommy will be at Virginia Comic-Con on Saturday.
I'll be here.
You need one. Don't forget. Oh, the second printing next week?
Third printing,
whatever.
Get it right.
Sorry.
I will put one in your box. Don't worry.
I'm sorry. Ask the employee.
Yep. He doesn't matter anymore.
I'm just eye candy.
It's true. You've taken my position.
It's eye candy now. Sit around.
Oh my God. You show up and everyone fawns over you. Then you disappear into the shadows.
That's right. Yeah. And I just pop back up.
Wow.
But anyway, so Tommy, hopefully Tommy will feel better by Saturday, and he'll be at the show on Saturday, and then Tess will be here.
Yay!
Alex will probably be here Saturday. I'll show up at some point on Saturday. Jacqueline or I show up at some point on Saturday.
Good.
I mean, you can still message me, Bill. I can still relay them. I'm usually here every Saturday.
It's true.
I do show up pretty much every Saturday. For how long is a different story now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just pop in and get some books and leave.
And that is fully in your right.
I can, yeah. Okay, bye.
You are allowed to do that. Our very own Stanley. Look at you.
Sometimes. I even rang the register once on Saturday because they were busy.
Gosh, I'm still angry about that. They could have waited.
Help the kid with a maximum carnage.
That's true because I didn't know. Sometimes I forget how little I know, but
it's just I've been around a long time.
God, you are old.
Damn. Thanks. Appreciate
You're welcome. I'm proud of you. It takes a lot of guts.
I'm one less day from dying young.
Woo! Party.
As a wise old Rob Thomas said.
My God.
So
I love it.
Anything else going on? Thanksgiving's next week.
It sure is.
So I think Richmond Comics will be closed on Thursday.
Yes. I believe so.
So Tess will not be here on Thursday.
I will not be here on Thursday. I'm typically not here on Thursdays.
Yeah, no, but
especially this
not
one.
this Thursday.
Maybe I'll show up out of spite. I have a key.
Open up.
I can open if I want. No one's gonna stop me.
So I used to come up here. Actually, I used to come up here on on Thursdays
Mm-hmm.
when we were closed because I would be like, I don't want the store to be closed.
Mhm.
So I would come up here and buy books.
I love that. I know.
And then ring out the register and leave.
Honestly, valid.
Any Black Friday sales? I don't know. Y'all doing any Black Friday?
I've
Four color.
s-
We used to do four color
4 color
weekend. I don't know.
We're gonna do a smaller Black Friday sale this year because of something very exciting happening between Christmas and New Year's.
What?
I know.
Whatever could that be?
Whatever could that be?
I'm not privy to anything. So
No, and I can't say anything yet, so someone might get mad at me. Someone might get mad at Steve. And that's what I'm really worried about.
Yeah.
So
Once again, I just show up. They just let me use the place.
yep, it's true. It's true. We charge them by the hour.
But I at the end of these things have to start putting the conversations expressed here are not any the views. The views expressed here are not indicative of Richmond Comics or Alpha Comics at all.
God, we have to do that, don't we? Ouch.
Yeah, they're just nice enough to let me still show back up and use the place.
A roof over our heads.
Yeah, that way I don't have to be running around.
Yeah,
somewhere to find a new place to film.
You're lucky. They better not get on our bad side.
Exactly.
We'll not hesitate to kick you out.
I mean, it's my laptop. I could just start live anywhere.
That's true. You can do it all by yourself.
Yeah, I don't really think anyone would ever watch me all by myself.
God, I might. Just to see what nonsense you spout.
Yeah. There'd be a lot of repeating myself.
It would.
Yeah. Like I do okay on like unboxings because I have a focus.
Exactly. You can do each thing. Mm-hmm.
But I like these because I like asking questions.
Yeah.
I like doing the questions.
Yeah. Interacting with our lovely audience.
Yeah.
Right over there.
Yeah.
You see them? Right there.
Over there?
Over there? No. Right there.
Okay.
Get it right.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You do anything fun for Thanksgiving before we go?
No.
Since we're not going to be here next week?
That's true. I'm not going to do anything fun.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad. Well, miserable day to you then. Since you're not going to do anything fun.
I'm going to be alone and I'm going to be at your house. So it's actually going to be brilliant.
Oh, so you're going to be hanging out with the dogs.
I'm going to be hanging out with the dogs.
I will not be around.
Loser.
I will be. Yeah.
I get to enjoy
Tess
your
has kicked me out of my house.
It's true.
She called squatter rights.
Not squatter rights.
So she kicked me out. I can't get her out of my house now.
Yeah.
She just moved in and was like, I live here now.
It's your fault for giving me a key.
Exactly. Well, oh, great. Make me the bad one again.
That's my goal in life. Oh, no.
All righty, everybody.
Okay.
We'll let you go. So we are off next week. Everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hug a loved one.
Yes.
And we will talk to you in 2 weeks. Woo! Bye. End stream. End.